Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Movie Files. I am here to share with you all my movie review for the film Night School. Now, before I get into my likes and dislikes and everything, I want to welcome everyone that's new to Movie Files. This channel is all about movie reviews, TV talk, trailer reactions, unboxing videos, and so much more. So once you're done watching this review, stick around, check out our other content. If you like it, subscribe to our channel, and definitely hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of our new videos. So with that out of the way, we're talking Night School. Not giving away any spoilers. I'm not going to give away that surprise ending when it connects to this universe and it's just so much craziness. I'm not going to give any spoilers away. I'm just going to touch on the positives, the negatives, and if you look below in our description below, you will see how I kind of rate films. So definitely check that out. So stay around to the end so you can see what my score is on this movie. So with that being said, guys, let's talk about Michael D. Lee. Whoever that is, sounds like a great name, but we're talking about Malcolm D. Lee's film Night School, which happens to star two of the biggest comedians in the entertainment space, which is Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, which just kind of precursor before going to this film. I wasn't the biggest fan of the trailers because it looked like a movie we've seen before, or maybe twice, maybe three times. So anyway, the biggest thing for me was I'm a big fan of Kevin Hart. I've been following this guy's movie career since the early 2000s and seeing him kind of build his resume. And then I love his stand-up specials, seeing him in person, 2016 and What Now tour. Morgan and I loved it. Such a funny guy. Then transitioning over to Tiffany Haddish. We were first, at least I'll speak for myself, I was first exposed to Tiffany Haddish back in 2016 when Keanu came out. I thought that movie was hilarious. I thought she was good in it. And then obviously a lot of people probably know her from last year's big hit, which is Girls Trip, which happened to be directed by Malcolm D. Lee. And she's really funny. So that was my draw to this film. And walking out of the film, they didn't disappoint. Their chemistry on screen is definitely great. You can tell they're friends outside of the movies, outside of the entertainment. Their chemistry just came organic and is natural, which is great. You want to have your two leads have chemistry, and they definitely had that. Some other positives. Speaking of just the surrounding cast of supporting characters, and I'll get to them a little bit later, but for the most part, you can just tell that everyone involved in this movie had a good time. They wanted to be there. They wanted to bring the best they could to the film, and overall you can just feel the energy from the set. Even though you weren't on set, or I wasn't on set, you might have been, who knows, but you can just tell that the people that were on camera had a good time making this film, and that's always a good thing. You can tell the actors want to be with their co-stars, so that was good. One scene in particular was probably my highlight for the entire film, which involves the night students, the class, breaking into the school to try to get something. That was probably my highlight for the entire film, and once you see the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Outside of that, as far as standouts, outside of Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, there were some other characters that were sprinkled into the night class that had some funny moments, and again, I'll talk about them a little bit later in my negatives, but for some moments there were some standouts as far as one or two scenes that involved these supporting characters. Now, getting into my negatives, comedy is subjective. Not everyone finds the same thing funny. If you've seen my reviews in the past, horror and comedy are two of the most hard things to accomplish, to try to make someone scared, to try to make someone laugh. So for me, my biggest negative with this film was we've seen the jokes, we've heard the jokes, we've seen some of these characters in other movies, so there was nothing new to this film. And some of the jokes too were just very reminiscent of the early 90s, kind of fart jokes, dick jokes that really just didn't land for me, which was unfortunate because I really do like Kevin Hart's sensibilities and Tiffany Haddish. And again, the director, he's directed some pretty good comedies throughout his filmography. So that was probably the biggest thing, was not a lot of the gags worked for me. And what happens in this film was they'll have a gag that just ran too long. It kind of lost the flair of the original joke, the punchline. It just kind of dragged out, which was unfortunate for me. Some other things that I really didn't like about this film were, again, I kind of mentioned the supporting characters. I felt like you've seen this movie. This film is very predictable. The story isn't really breaking new ground, but the supporting characters, we've seen these characters in other movies before, and I felt like they were just kind of one-dimensional. They had one thing to kind of do in the movie. It was either they were funny or they were not, and for most of the film, other than one or two lines, they weren't the funniest to me as far as the supporting cast. So outside of that, guys, Again, this is just my personal opinion. Again, comedy is very hard to work with as far as finding things that everyone can like. And thinking of 2018, this is probably the last big comedy of the year. I might be missing one I can't think of now, but you have your Game Night, your Blockers, your Eighth Grade, and out of those films I just mentioned, Night School is definitely my least favorite out of the big comedies that we got this year, which leads into my score, which I'm going to give this film a 2 out of 5. I think this film works for those. I think of their filmography of everyone involved. Kevin Hart, I think of this, if you liked Wedding Ringer, Ride Along franchise, Central Intelligence, mixed in with Tiffany Haddish work, whether it be Game or Girls Trip, and then you mix in, Malcolm's filmography with, I think a Scary Movie 5, things of that nature. If you like those movies that they've been involved with, I think you'll find something in this film that you'll like. And again, who knows if you'll find it funny? I really didn't. That's where I give you, again, my 2 out of 5 score. So there you have it. That's just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below, once you've seen this film, what you thought of this film. Let me know what's your favorite Kevin Hart film, your favorite Tiffany Haddish film, and even your favorite Malcolm D. Lee film. Let me know in the comments, guys. As always, like, share, and don't forget to comment on this video. And as always, Morgan and I, even though she didn't see this movie with me, this early screen that we have tonight, we always appreciate the support. So definitely subscribe to our channel and keep an eye out for the new reviews that we're going to have up pretty soon. We got an early, like a week in advance, a week and a half in advance to see A Star Is Born, so that's going to be our next review, so keep an eye out for that. But in the meanwhile, check out our other movie reviews, check out our trailer reactions, all that fun stuff. Subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.